And it's time again. Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time we're watching this. I am recording this, I don't know, 10 past 4 in the afternoon. After the whole day sitting here, teaching you, teaching everyone else, teaching, emailing, everything. And now we have to move on, start a new chapter because I think maybe we've had enough with equations with fractions. Maybe not, I don't know. Let's try, move on. What are we going to do today? We're going to start a new chapter. It's called is Geometry, Angle Reasoning. So if you want a title, it'll be Angle Reasoning. And we're going to start with angles in parallel lines. So you have to think already, oh my God, what are parallel lines? I will throw, if we were in class, I will throw this question out there. And some of you will have no idea and you will get it all wrong. And you will go, it's lines that cross and do this and that and the other. And no, you haven't got a clue. So parallel lines are lines that never meet. Lines that never meet. Such as that line there and that line there. And in maths, because we're clever people and we want to look clever, because being intelligent is attractive to other people find you attractive when you're intelligent. And we put a little arrow like so. That means that those lines are parallel. Even if they don't look like they are parallel, if they have those two little arrows, it means they are parallel. Okay, you assume they are parallel, you move on with your life, they are parallel, they never cross. Like people that never find each other in love, but the paths will never cross. They are sad lines. Parallel lines are sad lines. Anyway, and then you need to think about what are perpendicular lines. Perpendicular lines. Oh, and by the way, learn how to spell parallel. Parallel there. Perpendicular lines. What are perpendicular lines? And again, if we were in class, I would throw this out there and you would go, no. Parallel lines are lines that cross, but in a particular way. How do they cross? They cross at 90 degrees. When two perpendicular lines cross, they cross and they make four 90-degree angles. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Perpendicular, another good word to learn how to spell. And those little squares there, that means 90 degrees. So whenever you see that symbol there, that means you've got a 90-degree angle. Yes, assume it, you don't have to measure it, even if it doesn't look like it is. If you see the symbol, it means 90 degrees. Okay, cool, fantastic, awesome stuff. Right, so if we were in class, I will get you to draw a couple of parallel lines, get your protractor out and do a little activity, but maybe you can do this at home. So let's go. Here we go. All right. The first thing you have to do is make sure that the board doesn't fall. That's always helpful. Right. Let's say I've got two parallel lines and I have a transversal line going across like that. It's a transversal line going across. I will ask you to look at this angle here and that angle there. So those two angles are both on the same side of the transversal and on the same side of the parallel lines. So both these two angles are to the right of the transversal and they are both below the parallel lines, okay? And I will ask you to measure those angles and tell me what you find. So maybe stop the video, measure the angles, see what happens. Okay, if you were really accurate, your pencil was very sharp and your ruler was properly thin and you could measure it properly, you would actually find that those two angles are identical, they are the same, okay? And those angles have got a special name that you need to learn, because in the exam when they ask you for reasons, you need to be able to say that these two angles are corresponding. So corresponding angles are equal to each other. Okay. Another type of angles that you find in parallel lines. So these are my two parallel lines, and that's my transversal there. And I would ask you, if we were in class, to measure that angle there and that angle there and see what you find. Now those angles there are both on the same side of the transversal but opposite sides of the parallel lines. So these two angles, they are both above the transversal, but they are on opposite sides of the parallels. This angle is to the right of this parallel line, but that one is to the left. So those angles have got a name. They actually got three names. I don't know why, but I use whichever one I feel like at that point in time. So they could either be called allied angles, co-interior, or they're also called supplementary angles. Okay, any of the three names would do. If you're lazy, just choose one. Measure them with a protractor. What did you find? No, they're not equal. Those two angles add up to 180 degrees. So if that's 60, that has to be 120, because they are allied or supplementary or co-interior. Or if that was 160, that would be 20. They have to add up to 180. And corresponding angles are equal. There you go. There's one final type of angle that you find in parallel lines. So here are my two parallel lines. That's my transversal line going across, and I would ask you to measure that angle there and that angle there. So those angles are in opposite sides of the transversal and also opposite sides of the parallel lines. This angle is below the transversal, but this one is above. This angle is to the right of the parallel line, this one is to the left of the parallel line. And they've got a name. They are called alternate, and I would ask you to pause the video now, get a protractor, measure those two angles, see what you find. And hopefully what you find is that those two angles are equal. So if that was 60, that would be 60. If that was 35, that would be 35. They are always equal. Okay? Oh, check it out. Aren't angles fun? See what I did there? Eh? You didn't see that coming. So you better take notes, color those in nice and neat, learn to identify them, learn how to spot them, and just need to learn the names, and that corresponding angles are equal to each other. Alternate angles are also equal to each other, but allied, co-interior or supplementary angles add up to 180 degrees. That's what you need to know. And that is all for today. This is all to do with angles in parallel lines. I hope you've taken notes. I hope you have it nice and neat in your books. Take care, and I'll see you around in lesson whatever. Take care. Bye.